Alright, so for our first video in the series that has been the whole reason I wanted to talk about one-page rules, we're going to look at the Saurian Starhost, Space Lizard Men. It's just fantastic. Let's get into it. So first, let's lean on established lore. What are we looking at? So the Saurian Starhosts are an ancient collection of humanoid reptiles led by giant frog mages. Their armies combine advanced technology with genetically modified predators to make them fearsome foes. So we are dealing with space lizards led by space frogs. The Saurian are perhaps the most ancient race in the galaxy, but most of their species lies dormant in cryopyramids. The Saurians seek to awake their host to prevent a prophesied disaster. However, many of their pyramids have been lost or destroyed, and some have begun to fear that they have already failed their mission. Saurians claim the frog mages who created them existed before time began. Their mages teach them that their purpose is to fulfill a great prophecy which they have held since the beginning of time. The fabric of reality would break, and their fate would be to save it. The frog mages created cryopyramids and scattered them throughout the galaxy to ensure that they would be ready to fulfill their purpose when the time came. In their absence, a number of new species began to explore and settle throughout the galaxy. This led to a surge of psychic power which awoke in one dormant frog mage, who is now alone in the galaxy. The lone frog mage found a galaxy at war, and fearing that this was the beginning of the end, he had hoped to awaken his fellow mages before it was too late. The frog mages gathered a conclave of helpers, and it was soon clear that it would not be able to succeed alone. The mages used their vast knowledge of genetic engineering and psychic abilities to create new allies in order to seek out the rest of their kind. Together they created the first Starhost. Each member of the Starhost has their fate defined by the frog mages at birth, and they are created to fulfill a singular mission in order to help the frog mages complete the prophecy. These missions define much of their culture and various species in each Starhost. The first Starhost began to seek out and awaken other mages. The newly awakened mages would create additional Starhosts in order to fulfill their purpose, who would then create their own Starhost in order to seek out more of their kin throughout the galaxy, including in the Cyrus sector. Much has changed in the galaxy since the Saurians first entered their cryopyramids, however, and rediscovering the pyramids has proven more difficult a task than expected. Some cryopyramids have been destroyed by exploding stars or marauding treasure hunters. Others have been buried beneath deserts, oceans, or even cities. Worse still, some have begun to fail on their own, leaving the frog mages inside to die. These setbacks have cast doubt on the reliability of the frog mages and their prophecies, while others have begun to fear that the frog mages have already failed in their great prophecy. Can we just agree? That is fantastic. What a fantastic setup. Frog mages that are prophets with a lot of room for, are the frog mages lying? Have they ever seen any prophecy? Is it for real and they're trying to save the world? What is going on here? It is the best. We have a lot of options here to get into, so I think the first thing we're going to do is I'm just going to highlight a couple of units through their heroes. We'll start with what they look like, what they do. It's going to be good stuff, and then we'll go through more of the in-game effects. And here are the Mad Lad mage frogs themselves. Look at that armor. Look at that chair. Look at those designs. You love to see it. They're so clearly powerful and chubby and silly looking, and they have all the right mesh of serious sci-fi and goofy, silly ridiculousness that we expect from the far future, from lizard people being led by frog people. These helmets are fantastic. You have a Cerebro-looking helmet, and then this other like angry little guy helmet that just it tickles me deep in my soul. Now, as far as in-game, your frog mages are not cheap, by hero unit standards, I guess. But they do start out with a quality of 2, a defense of 2, and a level 3 caster. So out the gate, you've got pretty much what you need to be dangerous. They have attacks that are based with magic. They have melee attack with magic. They have upgrades to make them an even better caster, which brings all kinds of questions into things. They have the option to take a palanquin, so they can just be carried around. Then they also have the option of getting different kinds of magic ranged. It's fantastic. Next, we have the Saurian Veteran. Quality 3, Defense 3, already has Fearless, has Hero, it's got Predator, which is a special rule for the entirety of the army. Whenever they roll 6, they get to +1 attack with that weapon. It doesn't apply to the new roll. They come stock with close combat weapons at attack 2 and veteran pistols, 12-inch range with an attack 2. You can upgrade them to have Pack Hunter so that other things can move up an additional 6. You pick one unit within 12 that may be moved up to 6. You just move some stuff. You can also give them Will of the Gods for an additional AP in melee or shooting. You gotta pick one. You can replace your pistol. You can replace your close combat weapon. You can put them on a raptor. You can put them on a tyrannosaurus. And you can... I apologize. So we have the raptor and we have the tyrannosaurus. And the raptor, which is fast and devour, which is on a 6+ in melee, your enemy takes an additional wound. Or you can have the tyrannosaurus, which gives it a whole new giant profile, increases its wounds by 12, and has it gigantic. Look at it on a Tyrannosaurus. Is that not fantastic? Is that not fantastic? That is so unnecessarily cool for all the right reasons. And here, credit to its creator, is one that's printed. It gets better. Like, it's a T-Rex being ridden by a biped lizard man carrying a power spear and a gun. Like, if this doesn't get you excited, I don't know what. All right, next we have the Gecko Champion, who I believe is recognized as the Gecko Chief. So I didn't see a specific champion model, but I'm pretty confident we're looking at the same thing. Fearless, Hero, Strider, Tough, Quality 5, Defense 5, Close Combat Weapon, and Shock Pistol. Notably, the Shock Pistol has a AP of 4. You can upgrade him so that he's able to cast. You can upgrade him so that he's able to ambush. You can upgrade him so that he's able to be furious. He comes with specifically like the super sniper rifle and dagger. He comes with the option to have toxic guns, rifles, lances. There's lots of fun stuff here. You can give him a backpack, make him a chameleon. You can also have him ride stuff like this. You can have him ride a pterodactyl. I also want to mention the pterodactyl is also wearing a helmet. That is a pterodactyl wearing a helmet being ridden by a gecko carrying a sword and a pistol, also wearing a helmet. And this is our Psyker variation. This is our one that's able to use his mind to attack. And you can ride him having plaque as well. It's just... I love everything about it. Now this chunky boy, he is our Gator Veteran. He comes stock with power knuckles, 2 of them. I hate power knuckles. Although I acknowledge that they're solid as far as a weapon goes, I hate them. I hate the look of them punching with strips of metal across their knuckles instead of just punching with their scaled knuckles. But we're going to let that go because everything else about the Gators I love so much I can't even describe it. It is amazing. So he's got fear, he's got fearless, he's a hero, he's a predator. He starts out with a base tough of 6. He starts out with power knuckles and a stomp. You can give him the primal roar, you can give him the deep strike, you can give him the will of the gods. You can also replace those awful knuckles, both of them, with heavy mace or power spike. Always good stuff. And you can give him a missile pod that he has on his little shoulder, because he has a missile pod shoulder. And that just, that tickles me. It absolutely does. That's all 4 of our heroes for the Saurian Starhost. We are just getting started. This is a fantastic faction, and I cannot wait to show you more. Thank you. This is Dorkness Inc. This is the Ninja Bot. You have a fantastic day.